welcome back everybody to Security live from AWS reInvent in Las Vegas. This is a show about AWS security, all things security, and solving some of those security challenges. How many times can I say the word security? With our favorite AWS partners. I'm one of your co-hosts, Ryan Orsi, and I run a team of partner specialists with security, identity, cloud operations, and I'm joined by one of my favorite co-hosts.
Hey, I'm back.
He's back.
Brian Mendenhall. I am the worldwide head of the Security and Identity Partner Specialist Organization. Every month I add a name to my title.
It's getting longer, Brian.
It is. Just stick around. By the end of this show, it will be even longer. But I'm here with Gee.
Yes, hi, I'm Gee Rittenhouse. I'm Vice President of Security Services at AWS. Super excited. This is my first time on Security Live, so I feel a little bit of pressure. I got to crush it, otherwise I won't be invited back.
This is the inaugural show.
This is the inaugural show.
Gee,
I'm so excited.
We're gonna give you gold bullion as a part of your welcome.
Fantastic.
You want to pass that down?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Incredible.
So, Gee, welcome. But this is the acronym swear jar.
Okay,
and you're gonna have to pay us in gold if you use an acronym without spelling it out first.
There we go.
And if you use like a business buzzword, if you say synergy, we actually throw you off. I'm sorry, you're not welcome back.
Hopefully, I can still say security, though, right? I can still say security.
You can still say security.
Then we're safe.
There's a quota for security and generative AI. I think you have to say it 1,000 times.
Good. Excellent. Well, thank you for the invitation.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
Welcome.
Thank you for being here. Maybe just to kind of dive into your role, your organization. I think you're all in charge of some really cool stuff for Amazon.
So it's funny. I joined 9 months ago. And so I'm still relatively new, although I think in AWS months, that's probably like 9 years normally. But prior to coming to AWS, I was also a partner. So as an ISV, and of course I've worked with many integrators as well. So I have a deep passion for the partner community. And so as I came, one of the things that customers were telling us was, gee, you have a great portfolio, a lot of good security there, but it's complicated. I have to integrate all these services together to create my own solution. And so what we've been focusing on is really making security easy to use, and we do that by integration.
That's awesome. I'm so excited. Yeah. I'm excited to hear that. Let me just point out, like from the security partner standpoint, when our security partners find out that AWS services, security services specifically, are easier to work with, are easier to build additional solutions, additional outcomes on top of, enabling those outcomes in the customer environment, our partners love that story. So thank you.
At the end of the day, we want to make security super easy for customers. We have a part to play in that, but of course, you have to have end-to-end security, and so there's a lot of room, much to offer through our partner community.
Absolutely. And it's never done, right?
It's never done.
Like security's never done, and it's always a team sport, is the way I like to put it too. I know we just had Hart Rossman on a while ago from AWS and his new security incident response service, and you definitely need help, in my opinion, right? Like product and tools, kind of one piece of the puzzle, people that know how to interact with those tools, and then some kind of process to orchestrate the whole thing together is really important.
Exactly.
So partners play a big role in all of that. It is a busy season if you're an AWS partner to keep up with what Gee's been releasing here at reInvent and the security
so let me give you some indications. So again, we want to simplify by integrating things together. We have our first 2 releases here at reInvent that do that. One on the services side, to create a little bit of a solution, is integrating OpenSearch natively on Security Lake. So now customers can have all their data, but also do the rich analytics on top with OpenSearch, native, what we call zero ETL, just query and out the data comes. And
it just works.
It just works.
ETL, huh?
Oh, no.
Put one in the jar.
There you go.
Extract, transport, load.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. Very good. Good for you.
Thank you. Yes. But that, to those watching, that means data doesn't have to be duplicated. Data doesn't have to move.
They don't have to think about it. It just appears on their screen. And they don't have to have the large indexing cost normally associated with big databases. You only index what you're searching on and then use that data locally.
I think that's fantastic. I know a lot of partners
lower
that could be
cost, better performance. Yes,
absolutely. We were just talking about with Hart the incident response and how your incident response program ties back into your threat detection program, right? So now we're saying, hey, I love the first thing you said when you came is we want to make it easier. It's got to be easier security because customers need to. I always like to say they need to go make spoons or aircrafts or run financial institutions, whatever your business is. Let's make the security piece easier and improve your posture.
The second thing is customers also have said, hey, gee, you have great portfolio, but you're overwhelming us with findings. Can you integrate the findings together to create richer, deeper, more comprehensive findings to give us an indication? And we just launched an entirely new category in guard duty called extended threat detection.
Ooh,
that does exactly that.
Tell us more, because there's probably 37 different executive meetings that Brian and I have to do to go explain that to people.
And I didn't do ETD, it's extended threat detection. So I didn't even do the acronym for you.
Thank you. Wow. If you keep it at one, or
can I take one out now? Can I take one out? So essentially what we do is, of course, we detect everything in the environment. But certain combinations of these findings are more important. And so prior to extended threat detection, customers would have to thread this together, and they do it naturally in an investigation or as part of an investigation.
Like application log, user log, API access
So now
log.
it looks like Gee's credentials might be compromised. Okay, that's a finding. It now looks like these credentials are being elevated, and there's an something's going on in this EC2 instance independently. Interesting. Together, you're like, whoa, wait a second, something's going on here, and let's raise that to the top of the priority queue.
Now we have an attack path.
Now we have
something to talk about all the way through.
Exactly. And working closely with Hart, one of the key threat vectors inside of AWS is compromised credentials. And so the first category of these extended threat detections are in compromised credentials.
Wow.
And so it's super exciting. You're going to see more and more of this come out over the months. But as we continue to expand this. But the key element is integrating these together to make it super easy for our customers.
That's incredible, And so the MSSPs out there that are working to say, hey, something went bump in the night over here, and I've got this weird thing over here. Did I say MSSPs?
It's your own team.
It's your own team. I can't believe you. It's its own word. Managed security service provider. I get it back. Dang it, I got myself.
You're admonished.
I put, I think, $100 in that stupid jar already. I'm in trouble. But once I define it, I get to say it, right?
You can say it.
I get to MSSPs. But helping them to what we were talking about with Hart also is mean time to detect.
Exactly.
Mean time to respond. These times need to be reduced. Last I heard, it was almost a year of time where bad actors are in your environment doing horrible things. And so with this, we're able to stitch out together mean time to detect, mean time to respond or reduce, better outcomes happen.
Look, whether it's the end customer or a partner, someone has to stitch these things together to get to the result as fast as possible. Now with AI and ML,
he got himself. He got himself. Both of them.
I can't believe these aren't industry words by now, but with that capability, we're able to then do these very, very rich attack paths.
And I think this is in collaboration also with our CISO's office. We just had Chris Best on here, right? But the threat intelligence that feeds into guard duty largely is coming from security of the cloud, if you folks are familiar with our shared responsibility model. But that feeds through to Gee's services and its other telemetry data going into their analysis and their detection capabilities of, is something looking like a indicator of actual compromise or attack, or when do you call it an actual indicator of compromise?
So a couple things, just to complete the thought around where we get our threat detection. Given the AWS size and scale, with a DNS service like Route 53, with a honeypot service, we have lots of collection that come in, enriched by Chris and the team as well. That gives us a very, very global view of what's going on the internet, and then how that can affect our services. And we bring all of that intelligence inside to our services to act on. then from there, as we combine all these things together, we can start to respond through these mechanisms as well, and say, hey, what would be a better way to configure the perimeter, or what you have excessive privileges on your accounts or whatnot, and be able to reduce those as well.
Are we still seeing? I'm gonna just bring up one of the old guard. Are we still seeing lack of multi-factor authentication, not MFA, multi-factor authentication on root accounts? I mean, is that still happening within AWS?
No, by default, the multi-factor authentication is enabled by default.
We've done it.
Yes.
We've done it.
We've done it.
I thought you were going to talk about some Prince email coming in and saying you have a big inheritance coming your way.
We just need to verify your routing number.
Going old school.
Send me a check.
Going old school.
You know, on the way to this show this morning, I actually had a conversation with one of the security guards, and he told me, I said, hey, I'm going to go do the show, blah, blah, blah. And he says, I got this email from one of my trusted sources, and it turned out to be malicious. He said it was perfect, right? Like generative AI, social engineering, it is no longer the prince from a far-off place
with horrible grammar,
grammar and random capitalization. It is perfect engineering, right?
Good,
and so it is becoming more difficult to identify and stop at the beginning. But that threat detection, that makes that threat detection piece even more important, more critical within your infrastructure.
Well, let's put it through the lens of a partner. So, of course, again, compromised credentials are one of the key entry points for us, but they're not compromised when they hit AWS. They're compromised long before.
Right. It just looks like an authentication,
exactly.
Right? A valid authentication.
So partnering with our IDP partners, with our endpoint partners, and all the way up the chain, we get these kind of advanced warnings of what can be happening.
Absolutely. And so, like you said earlier, stitching that all together becomes even more critical to deliver that positive outcome on the end.
Yes, exactly.
So extended threat detection, compromised credentials first. Are you willing to say kind of what the vision may be in the future? Like, what else can we extend into threat detecting?
Yeah, so we'll go through all of the resources, EC2, Lambda, S3, the databases and things as we build that out. What we're also doing is creating what we call blast radius, so that if something has an indicator of compromise to it, we also know the surrounding resources to that. It may be part of a VPC, it may be part of EC2 endpoint or whatnot. We can then see that environment and also look for issues around there.
I think you just made a lot of partners that probably are watching very happy with the fact that you're really increasing those threat detection capabilities natively. I mean, that is our history and our story with our AWS partners. Is let's shoulder that simplified security at scale, to reuse a Chris Betts coined term, right?
Yeah.
Let's shoulder that and the undifferentiated heavy lifting and what it takes to go pull all that together, and show the partners, which are there to help, right? They are help in terms of advising and doing engineering consulting work for our customers out there. Sometimes during migrations, sometimes during general security posture checkups, right? There's a lot of managed service providers that are looking for exactly what you're talking about, Gee, of like, let's get closer to a realistic sounding natural language almost, right? This is the attack path that is occurring instead of individual events in isolation. So I love where you guys are headed.
But let me just add one key component to that. It's not entirely undifferentiated. It is heavy lifting.
You need to put a coin in the jar.
It is definitely heavy lifting, but it is, But here's where, going back to your earlier question about an indicator of compromise, because of course when you go all the way to the end of the attack chain, in some ways that's too late. So you want to catch these things earlier to give our partners, our customers, time to respond.
Right.
So we see these kind of beginnings of an indicator of compromise, but we want to make sure that we give them enough time to actually do it before it becomes a real incident.
That makes sense. Yeah. Speaking of those partners and customers, what would you want partners to be doing with these capabilities? Could be consulting advisory partners or even software companies looking to adopt the capabilities, but where do you see like they can really go build on top or extend even further what you all are working on internally?
Yeah, so I see two opportunities for partners, and primarily either on the ISV side or on the systems integrator. On the ISV side, we can't do everything. So we recognize that the ISV community fills a very, very important role for our customers. And so we welcome that and we encourage those integrations. But on the system integrator side, those partners are deeply ingrained with our customers. They know their business model. They know their operating environment. They can recommend and pull things together in a way that really truly provides essentially bespoke value to those customers. In both ways, we see these partners being able to integrate in closely and provide really unique value to our customers.
That's incredible. So AWS will continue to build like security solutions that come together that enable and accelerate our rich partner ecosystem to deliver those outcomes as well.
So that they can focus on the most important things for the customers. Exactly. We'll do the heavy lifting.
Differentiated heavy lifting. Hey.
It's still differentiated, isn't it?
But then everybody can build on top and focus.
Right. What an incredible place to be a partner.
Yeah.
You know, so we want to help our partners make their solutions even better and deliver the next generation of security outcomes for our customers.
Exactly.
That's wonderful.
Yep.
Well, we asked Chris this the same thing, our CISO, but looking towards 2025, right?
Crystal ball.
Yeah, crystal ball. We don't want to put you on the spot for disclosing roadmap. But where do you think people should be focusing in terms of like project work for their companies, right? They're going to be looking at, do they continue the zero trust journey? Do they really take a look at centralized security operations? Where should they be kind of prioritizing next year?
Yeah, so of course that depends on each customer, but what I would say is that we're expanding the capabilities of Zero Trust into the cloud, and so making sure that the learnings that you have with Zero Trust, minimum privilege access, all of those kind of rules and processes that you're implementing maybe for generic access, we're going to be seeing a lot of that in the cloud as well.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And then what's next for you, Gee, here at reInvent? Meetings?
Lots of meetings, lots of time spent with partners and customers.
Step count. Where are you at with your step count?
15,000 yesterday, 17,000 the day before.
That's respectable.
Yeah. That is very respectable.
Yeah.
That is. There's really no reason to go to the gym in the morning when you're here. You just attend reInvent and you just walk around from meeting to meeting.
Yes. I'm trying to break that record today.
Any specific trends or topics that are coming up with your conversations? I know guys like you get a lot of these meetings with folks that are on the bleeding edge of innovation.
You can't have a meeting without talking about Gen AI.
Of course.
I'm just kidding. No. I think it works. I think that works.
If that's not an industry standard by now,
we're in trouble. We're in trouble.
So and actually in that life cycle, a lot of people have been playing around with it. We're starting to see it now in production. And so now it starts to become serious, and the security questions come up front and center.
Absolutely. Yeah. We just had a partner on here that was talking about that your data security posture management, how that affects the build of your generative AI environment.
Very much so. And it is moving from CPU-centric into data-centric environments with these front ends.
Oh, yes. Well, Gee, besides being an incredible guy to talk to, I also want to compliment you on your wardrobe choice
just
for today.
I love it.
Yeah. Somehow this fell on me in the back there. So,
you just got out of the hotel room today.
I do feel like I have to do some push-ups, though, to keep up with you.
This guy right here.
No. Yeah, I don't fill out the shirt like you guys do.
You gotta ask for one size down.
Yeah, that's right. That's the secret.
Gee Rittenhouse, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the
Everybody
invitation.
stay tuned for the next segment of AWS Security Live.